my friends. It's Nick, the ASMR nerd, and welcome to the grim world of Sanctuary in Diablo 4. Now, the Diablo series is maybe not the first to come to mind when one thinks of a relaxing game, but it does feature a certain kind of dark beauty, and Diablo 4 being the latest in the series and currently in the beta test stage is certainly living up to that reputation. It has gorgeous dark art direction, and if you take your time and know where to look, very beautiful things can be found. So that's what we are going to try to do here today. Explore some of the dark beauty of Diablo 4. Now, there will be some minor spoilers in terms of the world, the setting, things like that, but no major story spoilers. And we will do our best to avoid any violent confrontations despite their prevalence in this world. We begin here today in a surprisingly cozy little cabin next to a warm fire, and it's some of the only warmth to be found up here in the mountains. This is the Fractured Peaks region, and this little village is Nevesk. We will make our way out here into the village. Along the way, you might hear things in the distance, perhaps some creatures that sound unfriendly, or, some distant moans or howls, but how appropriate, the ice howl taiga. But I promise you, we will not be disturbed by any of them today. I've done, as I often do, what I have to do to make sure that our wanders are pleasant and undisturbed. Sometimes that involves going around beforehand and just making sure that any problematic creatures are asleep. So we can climb up this cliff, which is a brand new feature for the Diablo series and allows for more flexible traversal. You can climb and jump across chasms and things like that. And it gives you access to places that are a bit higher up, like this, for example, where we can get a beautiful view out across the wind-swept, snow-covered, fractured peaks here in the Ice Howl Taiga. When there aren't skeletons trying to drag you down into the underworld, it can be quite peaceful here. Listen to the wind in the trees. The distant caws of a raven, perhaps. And it's quite beautiful up here as well. There appears to be some kind of locked chest glowing over here, but we're going to ignore that for now. I suspect it might bring forth demons or skeletons or something of that sort. There are, of course, the ruins of ancient civilizations, such as this one. Oh, look, a stag. What's it doing up here? This forlorn tower doesn't seem to be scared by us. Perhaps it's enjoying the warmth of this brazier. This immense bell here, rather enigmatic. It appears to have some kind of inscription cast upon it. What it says, I do not know. But it's actually quite relaxing up here. With, oh, and a chest just appeared. Don't think that's intentional. I think it just respawns every once in a while. We'll leave that one alone too, for now. Funny timing though. I was just enjoying the warmth of this fire with my friend the stag here. And the beauty of these tumbled ruins in this ancient tower. Some kind of statue here holding what appears to maybe be some kind of offering bowl, or maybe fires were once lit there. And it had a partner on this side, but that one has long since crumbled away, tumbled down. Now we could venture down into the ruins beneath the tower, but they are somewhat less hospitable, and I am somewhat hesitant to do so. There might be all manner of beasties, skeletons and demons down there, and they could interrupt our relaxing walk. So we'll go this way. Enjoy the scenery in this frozen forest. I love how the snow crunches underfoot. Looks like a different stag here was not as lucky as our friend up on top of the tower. Some scary noises nearby. But again, we won't be bothered by whatever creatures might be out there. Well, we've walked a little loop here, and we've come back to our village of Nevesk. There are a handful of villagers here, and a magical waypoint glowing in the center that allows us to travel to other parts of Sanctuary. However, I think today we will continue our wander through the snowy regions of this realm, these fractured peaks. There are many more areas in these icy mountains, and I know of one place that is actually quite cozy, so I think we should make our way there. Let's be off. This is a statue of Lilith. Lilith is a central character in Diablo 4. Some see her as a savior, the great mother of all humanity. Others see her as a danger, a threat to this world. I suspect the truth will be revealed throughout the story, but she is a demon. She does seem at least a bit evil, but perhaps we will be surprised. All manner of extremely unpleasant creatures make their home in these mountains. That goat there, not among them. Goats are quite pleasant. But up here on Boulder Ridge, there are all manner of undead and spiders. Unfortunately, this horse to our left here and its rider must have run afoul of some such monsters. And here, in fact, we find their remains. Spider corpses, skeletal remains scattered all over the snow. But once again, they're not bothering us. So we can enjoy our snowy trek. There are, of course, shrines scattered around Sanctuary, which will provide boons to the observant traveler. We won't bother with that one right now, but they can be the difference between life and death out here in the mountains. Remember I mentioned that we can jump now. Let's vault across this chasm. And leap nimbly to the far side. Another individual, a villager, not so lucky as us. Listen to that wind whistling. I wonder if it's getting late in the day. The shadows are growing very long indeed. The skeletal trees casting their quavering shadows. All the glittering snow here. Not too much further now to get to that other cozy place I was mentioning earlier. Let's climb. We're now entering the eastern pass as the sun gets lower in the sky. This area is known to be occupied by tribes of the fallen, these devil-like creatures, these small, lanky demons found in the darker places of Sanctuary. They are dangerous in large groups and certainly for unprepared travelers, but we find no such problems with them. And the resident of the cozy cabin where we are heading also has no problem dealing with the fallen tribes of the eastern pass. I'm just following this cute fox up here. Look at it go. Just disappearing over there. The foxes are quite adorable, unlike most of the other denizens of these regions. Although the deer and the goats are pretty cute too. Look at this gnarled old tree, draped in snow. Wonder how many bitter winters it has withstood. The warmth of this crackling fire is certainly welcome amidst the carnage of the creatures that were lying in wait here. All manner of beasties. But this windswept cabin here, with the icicles hanging from the roofline, is where I was intending for us to visit. Let's head inside. It is actually quite cozy here, isn't it? We've got a kettle and a pot over the fire, something tasty bubbling away there. There's a meal set out on the table here. This home is the abode of a old hermit, a gruff but kindly old man who lives out here in the mountains alone. He has his reasons, but he's a friend of ours, and he won't mind if we spend the night here sheltering from the bitter cold out in the fractured peaks. So, I do believe this is where we will end our wander in sanctuary today. We found our own sanctuary of a sort here in this cozy, warm cabin. My friends, thank you so much for joining me on this wander today. I hope you found it relaxing, and I look very forward to having you back here next time. Farewell for now. And just as the heroes of Sanctuary carry out legendary deeds by slaying demons and defeating great evils, the heroes of this channel carry out legendary deeds by supporting on Patreon and YouTube. I appreciate all of this channel's legendary heroes and their incredible generosity, but there is one particular tier, the Fusroda tier, that gets a very special spoken thank you in each of my videos, and you're going to hear all of those heroes' names right now, starting with Dragoon88, Captain Vanquisher, Ragnar Ragnarsson, Drummer Brit, Blacktooth Bob, Rango Steele, Jake Luffney, and Angel Garcia. And you might have even heard some birdsong in the background there. These heroes are so legendary that even nature must rejoice and bask in their glory. Once again, thank you, YouTube members and patrons, for your very kind support.